Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to Asian Cinema Month. Yes, this month I'm going to be mostly reviewing stuff that have Asians in them or Asian cinema, martial arts films, animes, etc. This one we start with a really rough patch. This is the 2018 American sci-fi action movie, and I put that in quotation mark. There is action in the movie, but it's not as good as you think. Directed and co-written, yes, by Shane Black, and Fred Dekker from, RoboCop 3's Fred Dekker. This guy peaked after he did the 80s movies Night of the Creeps and, what was the other movie? Monster Squad. Black has a supporting role in the original, I know, that's why they chose him here, while John Davis returns as a producer from the first three installments. Starring Boyd Holbrook from Logan, Trevante Rhodes, Jacob Tremblay, Keegan-Michael Key, Olivia Munn, who's the only Asian in this movie, mostly. Thomas Jane, Alfie Allen, and Sterling K. Brown. The Predator. Hunting season opens September 14th. Yeah. This is terrible. This was a freaking horrible freaking movie to start Asian month. And I'm like, yeah, because the only Asian girl is Olivia Munn. She's part Asian, so this counts. But yeah, it follows a group of PTSD-afflicted soldiers. Yeah, again, I saw that in Home of the Brave. And a scientist, but she's one of the dumbest characters in the movie, who must team up to fight off an invading pair of predators and discover their plans for mankind. Yeah, they plan on using a freaking kid's autism to enhance evolution or something. Yeah, it's one of the dumbest freaking movies that's ever been written. This movie was an hour and 41 minutes. Not too long, but it was still bad to get through. $88 million. What a waste of money. You could have given that to a foreign country and helped them feed them. Here, it's a waste of freaking $88 million. It made 160. While that's not a major flop, it still didn't make the money that the first one did. And the movie was in developmental hell for years after Predators came out in 2010. I wasn't a fan of that one either, but this was way worse. The film got mixed reviews. It should have gotten panned by both critics and audiences. A moderate box office success against a prequel titled Prey came out on Hulu. That's got to be better than this. I'm not watching that until Halloween because this was awful. The dialogue in this movie is horrendous. There's F-bombs all the time. It's like Peacemaker's some of that writing. And the guys are like they're doing these MCU style jokes that are dirty, but they're not funny. The only thing that made me laugh is when Thomas Jane is petting Keegan-Michael Key's head. That was kind of funny because I didn't expect that. The rest of this movie, the dialogue hurts. It's painful. We get it, Dekker. This is not a movie for kids. But your writing is so awful that it just takes me out of the movie. The first Predator had like a joke or two, but it wasn't like they were cracking jokes every 2 minutes. This is worse than Thor: Love and Thunder because it doesn't fit in an R-rated movie like this. People are getting decapitated and their spines pulled out and hung upside down dead and their heads blown off, and you're cracking jokes like this is Iron Man? What the hell is wrong with you, Fred Dekker? Seriously, stay retired. Nobody wants you writing anymore. If this is the kind of writing that people are doing, no wonder there's a writer strike going on right now. Because these writers don't know how to write anymore. They write crappy dialogue and references to the first movie. Oh my God. Can you please stop referencing the first movie every chance you get? Get to the chopper and I'm right here, kill me, and what are you? Again, it's the same dialogue from the first movie. You're not freaking Force Awakens. You don't have to try so hard to be the original. You're not going to be the original. Ever. 34% of Rotten Tomatoes. It's well-deserved. Trust me. This is not like the 90% like what Mario got with audiences. That gave people what they wanted. This did not. This is a train wreck. The Predator has violence and quips to spare, but its chaotically hollow action adds up another missed opportunity for a franchise increasingly defined by disappointment. Yeah, I agree with that because I'm like, this had potential. The opening was kind of interesting when the Predator lands on Earth. It's in space and it lands, and we'll see, okay, where we're going to go from here. We're going to be mostly shot in the freaking at night. The action scenes are going to be barely visible except in the lab scene where it's brightly lit. And you have cameos by Jake Busey. It's a wasted cameo. Like I said, the dialogue is horrendous. Why is the Predator fighting another Predator? They're supposed to be on the same side. I don't know. I guess the bad writing, they forgot that they're supposed to be fighting the humans or armed people. They're not supposed to fight each other. Did you see the first movie or the second one or even Alien versus Predator? They're not supposed to fight each other. You stupid freaking bints. An exhausting, energetic mess in which a coherent plot and credible characters aren't even on the cluttered menu. Yeah. And the characters, when they die, it's just like Eternals. Uneventful. You don't feel anything. You don't feel bad for these guys. I felt bad for people like Thomas Jane because he died in such a pathetic way that I'm like, he could have been the star of this movie, not Holbrook. Holbrook is boring in this movie. His wife is boring, played by Yvonne Hershowski. Oh, she does nothing? Yeah. She's going to be the worthless mom role that she does nothing. I wasn't expecting her to flip, Josh, but come on. Don't put her in the movie if she's going to have nothing to do. Olivia tried, but she can't carry this movie with the bad dialogue. Sterling K. Brown, he's an over-the-top guy that chews gum and says a bunch of stupid dialogue. Jacob Tremblay, he's autistic. All he does is this. He grabs his ears when he hears loud noises, and he talks monotone. It's a good actor. I saw him in Luca. It's great in Luca. And Room. Room is better written than this. It's not horrendous. Alfie Allen is Lynch, a former Marine who teams up with the Thing, including Quinn, to stop the human hunting. Isn't that the guy with the guy with the sniper that gets killed off easily too? Yeah, because Nettles is the Spanish guy that he's supposed to be religious. Yeah, he's just there. He looks like a Spanish Johnny Depp. The black guy, who was it? I think it's Trevant Rhodes as Nebraska. Yeah, he dies at the end, but at least he dies a hero. He's probably the only death in the movie that had some significance. The rest of them just die because they're cannon fodder. Keegan-Michael Key, yeah, he makes a bunch of stupid jokes at Thomas Jane's expense. That's it. He's a good actor. He was great as Toad in Mario. Why would you waste him here? And in the Lion King remake. Jeesh, this is wasted potential. Then you have a Japanese guy who shows up at the very end. You have Peter Shikoda as Dr. Yamada. Edward James also has a supporting role, but his scenes were cut. Of course it was. And then that real predator that was sexually assaulting, harassing Olivia Munn was cut from the movie as well. I'd rather see freaking AVP Requiem again. As dark as that movie is, it's shorter and it's a better movie than this. It's a guilty pleasure. I get more enjoyment out of that. Not every scene was shot at night. The scene where the chest burster comes out, you can see it. It's in the daytime. Here, half the movie is at night. And you can't see it. It's not well lit. It's not like they have spotlights. This movie is darker than the Batman. That movie, at least I could see what's going on. And that was a PG-13 movie. There is no excuse for this. Fred Decker and Shane Black. Shane Black peaked when he did Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Iron Man 3 is still one of the weakest MCU movies for me because of the badly written supporting characters. I couldn't finish the other the Nice Guys. I didn't like it because it's just Russell Crowe hurting Ryan Gosling. I didn't like that. And the jokes, again, a bunch of F-bombs and jokes that are not funny. And now this movie is his worst, easily, because it's so badly written. Yeah, I mean, the controversy, yeah, what controversy? This movie should have been buried with the freaking Predators movie from 2010. Possible sequels? No, it's not going to happen. When the sale of the 21st century assets happened, the future of the series was called into question, though Bob Iger confirmed that certain properties will remain rated R, but they're not going to be Disney related. They're going to be 20th Century Studios. And the prequel has to be better. I'm not going to watch it yet because they're Native Americans, they're not Asian. But this is terrible. If you've seen this movie, I feel bad for you. I know Josh sat through it. It's awful. Why did I see it? Because it's the last one I had to see before the Fox ownership by Disney. And I'm like, yeah. And this is why we have a writer strike, guys, because of people like Fred Decker thinking that he can still write. No, you can't. You can't. You peaked. Shane Black, you peaked. If this is the kind of writing that you guys are writing, you shouldn't write anymore. You should get professional writers that know what they're doing. Yeah, he hasn't written a thing since. It's a damn shame because he did the story for House and House 2. Those are much better movies than this. Go watch those. Night of the Creeps, much better. Monster Squad, much better. Once he did RoboCop 3, his career was doomed. What is Shane Black doing now? He's not a horrible director, but when he has bad writing that he wrote, yeah. Yeah, this is the last movie he directed, and trust me, I hope it's the last one. I don't need to see Shane Black do anything else. Because once you betrayed the fans of this franchise that's been suffering since Predator 2, which is a better movie than this, watch that. It doesn't have all this cluttered mess of too many characters. That movie had some characters I didn't care about, but Danny Glover alone is a better character than any of these guys. Any of them. Any. It hurts me, man. It's just so badly written. So many bad jokes. So many sexist things in it, against the girl. So much freaking, chaotic CGI. That some of the CG looks fine when they're flying in space and the Predator dogs, even though we didn't need Predator dogs. Predators never needed dogs. Never. Shane Black is writing Play Dirty, which is in pre-production because of Writer's strike, Doc Savage in development, and Lethal Weapon 5, which is not needed. The last movie was the weakest of the four films. What is he directing? I don't know. This is terrible. The only thing that would have been worse is if Arnold was at the end of this movie and was in that super predator, that predator armor that they get at the end of the in a inside of a freaking pod or something. That could have been interesting, but no, they just try to copy the first movie again, just like the Predators movie did in 2010, referencing it. I'm like, we get it. The first movie is the best. You don't have to keep reminding us of that. That's what Jurassic World did, and Force Awakens, and Rogue One, and all these other freaking movies. Stop reminding me what good the past was when it came to cinema, because I can go back and watch it. I did that when I saw Return of the Jedi last week. Yeah, I saw it in the theater. You can't make excuses anymore. Stop making these terrible Predator movies and Alien movies. Which one is worse, this or Alien Covenant? They're both awful. They're both skippable. If you skip this, you're not going to miss a thing. Go watch the first two movies. Go watch AVPR. Go watch freaking Prey. If I heard that thing, it's better than this movie. At least it's different. Here is like, we're trying to be different, but we're trying to reference the first movie a lot so you don't forget. We didn't forget. I'll forget about this movie by tomorrow. It's a bad movie with barely any Asians in it. It has one Asian lead and then an Asian guy at the very end. That's it. But it counts because Olivia Munn is part Asian. So, but it's a badly written movie. Even the freaking blood couldn't save this movie. It just makes no freaking sense. There's one part where the regular Predator throws a guy at a glass window and he just bleeds for no reason. He doesn't have a cut or anything. It just splatters on the wall, and like it wasn't that much of a throw. And the constant references to the first movie it hurts it. And the bullies that bother Jacob Tremblay. And one of them, a guy throws an egg at him and gets killed because, Jacob Tremblay's wearing the helmet and shoots him. I'm like, yeah, what is this movie? What are you trying to be? A comedy, an action movie, a horror movie? What? It has an identity crisis and it fails. That's why nobody remembers this movie. But screw The Predator from 2018. It's a bad film. Skip it if you have to. Just go watch the first two. It's better and it's not painful. It's not as badly written as this. Thanks for watching. Take care. And hopefully my next review will be better. See you later.